So this is Mahmoud Khalil. He's a 30-year-old graduate student at Columbia University, and he's currently being held at a detention facility in Louisiana. What was he arrested for? Well, nothing. He actually hasn't been charged with any crime, and he never has. However, the Trump administration wants Khalil to be deported. Khalil has a green card, meaning that he is in the country legally and is a U.S. permanent resident. However, he's being threatened with being deported over his connections to those pro-Palestinian protests that happened at Columbia University over the war in Gaza. Now, some people say he was the organizer of these protests. His lawyers say he was just a spokesperson. Now, back in 2024, Khalil told CNN in an interview that he was born a Palestinian refugee in Syria and grew up there. And now many people are linking that along with a 6-month internship he had at the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine refugees to potential ties to a certain hate group that's currently at war with Israel, even though Khalil has spoken out against anti-Semitism before. Now, one side is saying that this is a clear freedom of speech violation and trying to deport a person who is here in the U.S. legally all over their stance on the war in Gaza. And we know that the U.S. has historically supported Israel, especially this administration. However, the other side says this is not a freedom of speech issue at all.
This is not about free speech. This is about people that don't have a right to be in the United States to begin with. No one has a right to a student visa. No one has a right to a green card, by the way.
You see, under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the Secretary of State does have the right to deport a green card holder, especially if they feel like they have ties to a terrorist organization.
If you told us that's what you intended to do when you came to America, we would have never let you in. And if you do it once you get in, we're going to revoke it and kick you out.
So what do you think? Is this a freedom of speech violation, or should Khalil be deported?